Welcome to the bold analysis. On Odour Were's death, the Kasif Paul Member of Parliament shocked the country as we questioned the motive behind who killed the MP in the city roundabout around Ngong Road. And in this podcast, we're going to look at the developments about it and the puzzle of the man behind the gun. Kindly subscribe to our channel, and we are also reminding you about our girl Lucy, a student who is pursuing physiotherapy in Homa Bay, KMTC. She comes from an underprivileged family back home. And even one of the parents, he has one parent who is also not able, even physically not, mentally not challenged. But of course, currently stranded in school, not able to cover the pending fee of 96,000 other requirements that are needed for her to continue with her education. And so as Team Bold, we picked up her case so that we can be able to support Lucy.
Good evening. My name is Lucy from Homa Bay, KMTC, pursuing diploma in physiotherapy. I'm kindly requesting for your support in my school fees. I have a major challenge there, and I hear at school when you don't complete your fee, no exam will you be allowed to sit for.
We promised Lucy that on Friday morning, her fees will be paid in full and other requirements sorted. And we were looking at a budget of 150,000, and that is why I'm standing in the gap for the girl that partner with us in any amount, through any amount you can contribute to support this course, so that we can educate this girl, Lucy. I believe that education is an equalizer. And I want to say thank you for those who have responded to my call. I'm running a deficit. I have a deficit of around 65,000 to achieve this objective. And I believe kidogo kidogo hujaza kibaba. We've done this before. We've done it for others. And for your information, this is our 33rd since 2022. A well-choreographed, funded, and coordinated campaign was executed to justify the deceased's murder using his past criminal record. What looked like a high-profile assassination was being reduced to a manslaughter as people blamed his former aggressors for the murder. But I maintained here that while we can blame the village folks for what befell the MP, but the manner, the circumstance of murder was stinking to a high-profile man, and it could not just be a casual killing. Ladies and gentlemen, it took Gladys Wanga to raise his voice, and the moment the ODM decided to take this war to State House.
Number two, who killed Were and why and for what? That we want to know. And not in a far future, in the near future. And I can tell you, we have said we are working together, but we did not sign up to assassination of our members. We did not sign up to assassination of our members. That we did not sign up to. So if somebody else killed Were, tell us who. Tell us. As the national chairman of the ODM party, I also want to make it very clear that this Homa Bay County and this entire region is an ODM zone. It is an ODM zone. And the next time I see what I saw at the funeral of Koyo, where my party leader is seated, and some people have come there shouting, Uda, we will not agree, we will not accept, it will not happen. It will not happen. It will not happen. Not under my watch as national chairman of the ODM party. This is an ODM zone. Na hatutaki madharau. And you can see we are quiet. Unaweza ona simba ameshewa ukadhani ni paka. Hakuna paka hapa.
Within the 2 days, ODM gave ultimatum that they will break ties with President Ruto unless something is done. 4 men mysteriously, quickly, has arrested 4 men who are being linked to this and charged in JKIA court. And of course, that was due to security reasons. And this is the CCTV footage that was tracing Ongondowere's path all the way from Parliament to the time the bullet took his life.
According to a CCTV footage, a white Toyota Mark II Grande is seen outside Equity Bank, opposite Parliament buildings at the Parliament Road and Harambee Avenue intersection. The shooter, main suspect William Emoli Shigali, alias Omar Shakur, who was wearing a white sweater and a maroon Marvin, is dropped. William Emoli, alias Omar Shakur, is seen carrying a black sling bag believed to have been used to carry the fire. A motorbike arrives and parks next to where Omar Shakur was standing. Shakur is then seen leaning on a pole in front of the Equity Bank. At exactly 7:23 p.m., MP Charles Were is seen leaving Parliament buildings in a white Toyota Crown. And immediately, the suspects boards the motorbike and they followed the route where the MP's car was heading. And at exactly 7:49 p.m., Were is captured at Wabera Street, where the bodyguard alights and goes to an M-Pesa shop where he deposited 20,000 Kenyan shillings. 1 minute later, at exactly 7:50, the main suspect in the white sweater and the black sling bag is captured passing by the M-Pesa shop. And few seconds later, the bodyguard leaves the M-Pesa shop and gets into the car. 9 minutes later, at exactly 7:59 p.m., Were's car is again captured along Valley Road in traffic. Yet again, at the same time, the motorbike carrying the suspect in the white sweater and a maroon Marvin carrying a black sling bag is seen trailing Were's white Toyota Crown. But this time, there is only one car between the suspect on the motorbike and Honorable Were's white Toyota car. Opposite Daystar University at Valley Road near the City Mortuary roundabout, Were's car stops to obey the traffic lights. And here, there was only one car ahead and then a traffic police officer who was controlling traffic at the roundabout. But this time, no car was between Honorable Were's Toyota Crown and the alleged killers. It is here that the pillion passenger alighted and pulled the trigger and fired 4 shots at the slain legislator before jumping back onto the motorcycle and speeding away towards Nairobi CBD.
From this CCTV footage, 4 suspects that were arrested are the ones you can see in the picture there. And that is William Emoli Shigali, alias Omar Shakur, Juma Ali Haikal, who is a police officer, Douglas Mushiri Wambugu, there is David Mihigo Kagame, who are currently being detained for 30 days pending investigation, as detectives suspect the killing was organized by a well-funded criminal network. The police recovered pistol believed to have been used in the last week's assassination of Charles Ngondowere in a major operation in Kayole's Choka area that also uncovered a second firearm, a suspect's bag, shoes, police uniforms, mobile phones, and USD and 4,800 US dollars. If you convert that to Kenyan shillings, it's a whooping around 650,000 or so. And this really points out, if you connect what has been what is in this article to have been collected, it tallies with the man you've seen in that CCTV footage. And clearly, one question that the state is answering is who killed Odour. But then that CCTV points out to a bigger issue, a bigger point that I think has to be raised. And this is clearly a point of, or rather the theory that Odour killers could have really traced him from parliament, or rather is it within parliament? And if you listen to a speech from none other than Osoro, he seems to be clearing the air, but of course holding on the fact that whereas killers could be those young people who sent those young people.
Wasn't looking very okay. It looked like he was so disturbed. Any person that would pass by would agree with us that he wasn't the normal Were that we all knew. But we've interacted with the Honorable Were in several occasions, all through from 2017 when he first got elected. And I must confess here that Honorable Were did not have any issue with any of his colleagues. He's never had any squabble, so to say, with any member of parliament that they served with. He used to frequent my office severally. And the very last occasion, I think they came with Honorable Rosa Buyu. I may not really want to disclose the discussion that we had then, but it was really, really deep. So what I would say to the family is that be strong, God is with you. But to the government and the security agencies, we appreciate the efforts that you've put so far in apprehending the 4 suspects. But we ask you that you still haven't brought the real culprits. We need to know who exactly sent those young men to murder our colleague. It shouldn't be that those people that we saw on TV, that there is a person walking around the street captured by the camera. I don't think that person woke up in the morning and told himself, today I'm going to do this particular crime. He must have been sent by somebody.
And one of the most interesting bits that have been here is that today the late MP's brother, driver and bodyguard, who escaped unharmed, or rather unhurt, were also arrested and detained, trying to seek more answers around the brutal murder of the MP. With, of course, I saw a call by Murkomen after they were arrested, and the country was asking, look here, the guys we've seen in CCTV, yes, were the people that did the action, but they were on whose payroll? Who paid them? Who killed the MP? Remember, the person who killed the MP is that the people you've seen, the person you've seen in that CCTV, if that is the person, or even the ones that have been paraded, but who is their master? That is a question that would answer the motive. And about the motive, today, I've seen a statement from Murkomen that, the MP, according to his own to intelligence reports he has, the country might be shocked that the MP was killed by the bodyguards.
We condole with the family of Honorable Were, as I have said that before, but let me just repeat here to say our condolences to the family of Honorable Were, and that incident is shocking. The circumstances under which the Member of Parliament was killed, the manner in which it was done, despite even him having security and him having been conscious about his own life and gone public about the same. It is regrettable that it turned out as it did. Luckily, it is within my knowledge that we have made very significant progress in arresting the perpetrators and their collaborators. And it will shock you to note that this is a very heinous crime that was done in a very cavalier manner, involving people that ordinarily some should have taken good care of the interests of the Member of Parliament. And so in the process, we want to affirm that the government of Kenya is committed to making sure that those perpetrators, some which have been arrested and others, their collaborators who will be arrested anytime soon, will be brought to book. They will be, they will be an example. Their discipline will be an example. Their punishment will be an example to anyone who thinks that they can run away from the law.
Of course, I've seen this angle. People really asking, even if you listen, even that statement, Wandai also saying the president is going to make sure that all that is done. Momentarily, or rather interestingly, even Simbarati.
Lile ambalo nataka niseme kwa dakika moja peke yake. Hiki ni kifo cha pili ambapo tunaona kwamba mbunge anawawa ndani ya gari na walinzi wake wakiwa, na wengine waliwawa pamoja na walinzi wake. Tunataka tuuliza, tafadhali, wale wachasusi, kwa sababu mtu ambaye angepiga risasi 5 kwa mpigo na askari aliye ndani ya gari asirudisha hata moja, lazima tujiulize nini. Kulikuwa na propaganda ilikuwa imeanza mapema. Lazima tuambiwe, ndugu zangu, Mheshimiwa Wanga, lazima tuambiwe ni nani, sababu gani. Father, lazima tukemee hiki kitendo kivyovyote vile. Hata kama mmekosana na mtu kivipi, tafadhali wacha kuua yeye. Huyu askari, na nataka naambiwa kwamba hajahusika kwa mauaji haya peke yake. Amehusika kwa mauaji yale mengine. Nataka niulize serikali, kando na kivyovyote vile, tafadhali watu wawajibike. Mwisho
is saying that even Simbarati is saying that the bodyguards could be liable. So the odds have been narrowed on individuals. But even if you say bodyguards, there is a question that needs to be unearthed and exposed. Who killed Odour? It's not even the bodyguard. The bodyguard, if you go by what they say, could just be part of collaborators. But it is a collaboration working on behalf of a big man and must be powerful. Because there are questions of course, being paid in dollars is not a big issue. Even anyone can be paid in dollars. That to me is not a big issue. But again, getting away with assassination in such a busy highway, and it's been confirmed there were police on duty. Nairobi traffic at that time was actually on duty, points out to something that must be there. Now, Arati has also questioned the fact that the police officer that has been linked to that murder, that is not the first time. And I think it is true that an answer is needed. I've listened to the son saying all they want are the answers on who killed and the motive of murder. And they're saying they're not going to be intimidated. But again, I take it keenly. The pressure and the narratives that are shifting around it, when Gladys Wanga pushed tension, took it to the president's doorstep. And even though Wandai represented the president there, the reports that the president is not going to attend the Friday burial, even of that MP, looking at the other developments around it. And I've seen, even in Shungwa and the team, quite a number of them will be in the other part of central Kenya. The president is in western side, in Nyanza side. It's Migori. He's oscillating between Migori and Narok for the last couple of days. And the report that there is intel not to attend the event. And these are some of the factors that have come. Number one is the tension. And the tension of the security tension. When the governor spoke, there have been other speeches by some other people who are in the hope saying, if your hand is not clean on the MP's murder or the MP's assassination, you should not be there. That is a point. That is a factor. Now, the other tension will be those who are talking about past records, and they wanted to blame those characters to be behind. They were actually profiling innocent people, because then there are some residents that will want to believe that exactly those who killed the MP ni wale wenye alitesa kitambo, which is putting a claim somewhere that really exists none. So that is one of the factors that the president seems also looking at, because if you go there and there is any sort of violence at a place where the president is attending, one of the most critical issues that will come, it will be a sign of rejection, that probably they've rejected your presence. The second factor is the Wanga outburst, that the state must give an answer, that the UDA party, and they were blaming the UDA administration. I don't know whether there is Kenya Kwanza administration. It's actually a UDA administration. There is nothing like Kenya Kwanza. It's UDA. That the UDA administration needed to give answers as to who killed Odour. So that is also another factor that is being seen as not able, and the president would not want, the president realized what happened when Ogola died. Yes, people took on William Ruto head on. At this time, when politics of us versus them is what he's preaching, and has been preaching that they're in good terms with Raila and they're working around, he will not want to go out in public and get something contrary to what he's been preaching. And he might also, and his team are also thinking that the Raila Odinga team will use that opportunity probably to continue showing signs of discontent with Kenya Kwanza administration. Now, much of it will happen when he attends. And so one of the things is not to attend, because if you don't attend, then the broad-based politics might not take center stage. Yes, the broad-based politics might not take center stage, and that then does not give him the impetus to do all that political work. Now, the other factor that why the president is also, we also understood of not being, is on the preparation. On the burial preparation, there have been county government, parliament, family, and the party. Being mostly is a politician, the state might not have an upper hand. Yes, they might not really control. Remember, there have been echoes accusing the state of it. But I've seen the whole change of tact. The names were released. We saw the photos. And after photos, when we are just asking motive, we are being told now the bodyguards are being directly implicated in it prematurely. I don't know if that was the intel. Why then? Where has it come at a time when these people are arrested? And we are also not leaving it out of question. But I think the motive should be, the MPs should be worried about the motive, not the killer. The motive, and number two, why I think I would want this to come out. Number one is the motive, because the motive will be able to find out are MP safe. Number two is about the operation of the criminal network. That guy, how does he work? That would be a big point. I think the state should pay more attention to that. How large is that network? What exactly is its role? And how does it get the guns? Because I said it, there is a point of a gun in the wrong hand. So, poleni sana, of course, to the family. And remember, in this podcast, we are not members of We Move On, sympathize and move on. But I told you, we don't want those reckless comments of sympathize and move on. On this one, the ease of murder, as I said, must be questioned. Thank you.